welcome back to my channel. My name is Desrin. Most people call me Des. Feel free to call me whichever. It's been a little bit since I posted a video, but life has been crazy, so I'm gonna get right into it. A lot of you guys have been waiting for this video, so I don't want to waste any time, and I'm actually gonna be making this Q&A into 2 parts because there was actually a lot more questions than I expected. So yeah, that's that. But before I get into it, if you don't follow me on Instagram already, go ahead and do that. I'll put it like right here, right there somewhere. It's just my name, so super easy. And let's get into this Q&A. I'm excited. So the very first question is, how often do I wash my locks? I like to wash my hair usually every 2 weeks. That's what I normally do, but this time around I decided to wait the full month to wash my hair. I just felt like I could do it, and sometimes I don't like how my hair looks when I wash it, and I have to wait like another 2 weeks to wash and retwist my hair. So it just ends up being like really puffy. Not that it's a bad look, but it's just not the look that I really want right now. When you're in your starter lock phase, that frizz is there no matter what. That puffiness is there no matter what. But once you wash your hair and you just leave it like that, it can be like really stiff or like look very matted, and I just don't really like that look for me. So that's really the main reason why I wanted to wait the full month to wash my hair. But of course, it's all up to you. I don't recommend, washing your hair every day or like every couple of days like some people do as a loose natural. I would say minimum, 2 weeks, every 2 weeks, or a couple times a month, maybe 2 or 3 times a month if you sweat a lot, if you work out a lot. So it really just depends on your lifestyle. But what I'm gonna tell you this is, do not wait months and months and months to wash your hair. 1, that's dirty, and 2, it's just not a good way to start your locks. You want a strong foundation for your lock journey, and having that dirt and buildup on your scalp and your hair starting off is not cute at all. So if somebody tells you to wait until your hair starts to lock up to wash your hair, run the other way, because that is not good advice. Next question. So someone said, I noticed that you mentioned wearing your hair in certain styles for work. As far as how to keep your locks looking as polished as possible for work, what are my tips? They also said, I really want my hair to lock, but I'm nervous about the frizz. Girl, that frizz gonna be there no matter what. The frizz is your friend, honestly, and you want that frizz, and it's gonna happen. Without frizz, your hair will not lock. It's a part of the locking process. Even when your hair is mature, your locks are still gonna look a little frizzy. That's just how it is. But as far as hairstyles I like to do for work, I have to wear a hairnet and a hat, so I don't really try to go to work looking cute because it's not gonna happen anyways. So what I normally do is I just pull it back into like a bun or like a ponytail, and honestly, that is it. That's it for me. I don't think I'm much help with that question, but honestly, I just would say whatever is comfortable for you. Since I'm not that much of a help, I would just go on like Instagram and like look up hashtags, lock styles or starter lock styles, and then maybe you can see some other styles that would better suit you. So say whatever style you're gonna go with, just make sure that it's not super tight, and just make sure that your edges are not being ripped out. If you're gonna go to a loctician or have someone else do your hair, just make that very clear that you don't want a style that is super tight, because you want as little to no tension as possible on your scalp. So the next question is, on a retwist, can you interlock your new growth when not using any combs? I'm starting my lock journey on Juneteenth. Hey, that's like, yeah, you can definitely interlock your new growth. Would I personally interlock? No. But some people want to do that. You don't even have to use a comb. I don't use a comb anymore. I used to, but I think it's best to not use a comb. As far as interlocking goes, I've never personally done it. I've never even done it on anyone else. I've only seen videos, so I don't know how much I can be of help as far as advice for interlocking. But I don't know if using a comb is even necessary when interlocking, if you were to choose to go that route, because I know that you're just like putting the lock through and like making like a knot. So I could see maybe if your hair is like super tangled at your root. I mean, that's what you want anyways if you want your hair to lock. But I don't even think using a comb is necessary anyways. Next question is, I'm a month in and I started off with coils. Can I put them into a style? Because I'm tired of bringing them down because of all the shrinkage and frizz. So this person is a month in and we're probably like 2 months in now at this point. And they want to put their coils into a style. Yes, you can do that, of course. But like I said previously, just make sure that it's not super tight. And if you're gonna have someone else do it, you know, just be very clear on what kind of style that you want. And, you know, kind of have like a time frame of how long you plan to keep that style in, because I honestly would recommend only wearing the style for maybe 2 weeks max. I feel like at that point you run into the risk of just the tension, and you just don't want to damage your hair very early on in your lock journey, because the foundation, that is the most important thing, and you just don't want to mess that up early because you want your hair to be as healthy as possible at the end of the day. Okay, how long after a retwist should you wait to wash your hair? So that depends on how dirty your hair is. I always tell people, wash your hair when you feel like it's dirty, or if your scalp is itchy or it has like a smell, definitely wash it, because that's not cute at all. And you don't want to walk around with going like this, scratching your scalp, because then that's going to cause flakes and dandruff, and you don't want that. You don't want that at all. So I would say about 2 weeks, you know, but if you're more active, if you're sweating a lot, definitely sooner than that. I know a lot of people like to try to stretch the retwist as long as possible, but you are going to run into things, you're going to run into different times where your retwist is just simply not going to last as long as you would like it to. Okay, so the second part of this question was, what can you do during that wash to prevent unraveling? So I think some things that you can do, I know people that have shorter locks, like super shorter locks, they use a stocking cap to wash your hair. Someone in one of my videos, they commented saying that you can put shampoo and water into a spray bottle and do it that way. I would say if your hair is on the longer side, maybe if you do like different sections, you could do like 4 sections and put into like ponytails, you know, wrap it around so it's tight enough so it's not gonna unravel, and then you can wash your hair that way and then wait for it to dry while it's still in the ponytails, because then you won't have to worry about when it dries up it drawing up and then unraveling. So that could be an option too. Me personally, I just wet my hair and wash it. I don't really care because I know that unraveling is gonna happen to some extent anyways, but for those that want to avoid that as much as possible, those are some things that you can do. Next question. What are your thoughts on putting protective styles over starter locks? I actually get this question a lot. That's your business, you know, do what you want to do. Me, I wouldn't, simply because I know sometimes like when people do protective styles over their hair, over their locks, it actually ends up damaging their hair, because they think, oh, well, because I have this protective style in, I don't really have to do much with my hair. You still need to moisturize your hair. You still need to make sure that your scalp is oiled and it's not dry and it's healthy. So a lot of those things get neglected. Your hair, your scalp gets neglected. And that's where I kind of draw the line with protective styles. So if you're going to do it, make sure you're doing it the right way. Make sure you're still taking care of your hair. And if you don't think that you are going to do that, if you're already lazy with your hair, then I would not recommend it, because you might end up just damaging your hair when you're really trying to protect it. And also too, I've seen a lot of people do protective styles over locks. I have never watched like a video of someone actually, you know, doing it, but I've just seen like the results, and they look really nice and really seamless. It's almost like you don't even have locks. A lot of people, they also don't like how their starter phase looks. They think it's ugly. They call it the ugly stage, which I think is ridiculous. But a lot of people, they're just not really comfortable yet with their locks. So no one is shaming you if you do want to do protective styles over your locks. That is your business, like I said. But, you know, just make sure that you're still taking care of your hair, because that is the ultimate goal with a protective style, is to make sure that your hair is being protected. So the next question is, my daughter's locks won't retain moisture like mine. They almost always look dry. Any advice? What are you using to retwist her hair with? And I would go based off of that. If you're using something that has any kind of chemicals like alcohols in it, something that can be drying, then maybe you might need to switch the product that you're using. I would also start doing hot oil treatments probably regularly, maybe like once a week, and see if that helps too. And you also want to look at what you're washing her hair with as well, and how often too, because some people do like to wait a couple months or maybe a month to wash their hair, but at the end of the day, is that really what is best for your scalp? You know, even though it's something that you want to do, it might not be what is best for your hair. Keep an eye out for ingredients of what you're using, and also look at different kinds of oils. Like jojoba oil I know is a really good one because it mimics the natural oils that our scalp and skin produces. If your hair is like really thick and coarse, then definitely go with a heavier oil, you know, and don't be shy with it either, because my hair is high porosity and it's fine, and I still go crazy with the oil just because I don't want my hair to get super dry. I've never really had issues with dry scalp, and I honestly believe that that's because I'm always on top of oiling my hair, because that's really where it starts, is your scalp. So if your scalp is healthy, then your hair should be healthy as well. Also too, how often are you moisturizing her hair? Are you moisturizing it just once a week or every 2 weeks, or do you only moisturize it when you do her hair? Because I know some people with locks, they moisturize their hair daily. I don't. I try to do it maybe like 3 times a week. I feel like that's good for me. But for some people, they do need to moisturize it every single day. And she might just be one of those people, which is no problem at all. All you can do is just, you know, take a spray bottle, get some oil, and that's it. I would try doing that, you know, just having a more regular routine as far as moisturizing if you don't already have one, and see if that helps too. So next question. First, they start off with I love you. I love you too. Y'all are so sweet. Oh my goodness. But they said, thank you for inspiring me to start my lock journey. I've been worried about having to cut my hair if I decide to change my look. Do I have to? Short answer, no, you don't have to cut your hair. But a lot of people do choose to go that route just because it's easier. Combing out locks is a process, and it can be something that takes weeks depending on how long your hair is and how mature it is. If you ever watched my video of me combing out my locks, it took me a total of like 10 hours maybe, but I did it over the course of like a couple days. My hair was only 5 months in at that point, and it still took me a long time. So if that is something that you end up deciding to do, is that you don't want locks anymore, just weigh your options. You can either cut them or you can either comb them out, or depending on how long your hair is, you can cut a good chunk of it and then comb them out for there, because most of the length of your lock is gonna be dead shed hair anyways. So most of that is gonna come out as you comb it out. So that's why some people decide to cut some of it off and then comb the rest out, because it's just dead hair anyways. So like I said, no, you don't have to cut them, but you do have some other options. Next question. When washing your hair every 2 weeks, does that increase your chance to have your hair budding or dreading faster? I would say no matter what, washing or moisturizing, wetting your hair is gonna help your hair lock faster, because your hair locks over time because it expands and contracts, and it's knotting up as it does that. So water helps it because it helps expand your hair, and then when it dries, it contracts. It does help speed up the locking process. Even every 2 weeks I think is good, but some people do it sooner than that. It's really up to you. Okay, next question. Is it normal for one of your locks to have a split down the middle where the new growth is? How do you stop that from happening? So yes, it is. It can be normal. If you started with 2-strand twists, that is definitely normal. As far as comb coils, I never experienced that with comb coils, so I can't really say if that's normal for that method of starting your locks. But for 2-strand twists, most definitely it is normal. So I wouldn't consider that like something that you necessarily have to be worried about. I would say you should start getting worried when your hair is starting to bud and lock up and mature, and you still have that split, or if you have like a split in the length of your hair. When it's the new growth, it's much different because that part is getting retwisted anyways, and over time it should knot and mat together, so it's not too big of a deal. But when it's the length of your lock that has that split, that's when it can become a problem. Now, to repair that, you can use a crochet hook. I think that is probably one of the best methods to use because it's more of like a permanent, I don't want to say permanent because you could obviously comb it out, but it's more of like a permanent solution rather than having to wait, you know, retwist after retwist for your hair to lock up on its own in that one part again. As far as stopping it from happening, I don't really think there is a way to stop it from happening. If someone does know of a way, of course, feel free to comment below. If it's the new growth, I don't think there is a way to stop it from happening, unfortunately. Next question, how long does your retwist last? Did mine last week and it's pretty much all gone already. Yeah, I'm not surprised that be happening. But my retwist, I mean, I did this almost a month ago, but that's because it looks like this because I have not washed my hair. I moisturized it with a spray bottle and some oil, but that's just about it. I haven't actually drenched my hair with water, and I know once I do that, this retwist is gonna be donezo. So that's really why I haven't done it. But I don't think you can like say, you know, your retwist is supposed to last this long or this person's retwist is supposed to last that long. Everyone is different, and you know, everyone's lifestyle is different too, and that plays a big part in how long your retwist lasts. Because if you're someone that sweats every day, works out every day, your retwist is not gonna last unless you interlock or unless you do the crochet method, the crochet retwist method. I guess it depends on what you're doing in that time period and also what you're using to retwist your hair. I know a lot of people, they don't like to use products because of buildup, which is inevitable no matter what. But the heavier the product, the longer your retwist is gonna last. The lighter the product, you know, the less time it's gonna take for it to unravel. If you want your retwist to last longer and you are someone that does moisturize your hair often, I would just be careful how much water you're using, how much you're spraying on your hair. You don't really need a whole lot, you know, just enough for you to feel that moisture in your hair, and then, you know, seal it up with some oil. Because that could be a reason too why your retwist isn't lasting long, is because there could be too much water and it's just making it unravel. It's really different for everyone, you know, all just depends on your lifestyle really. The next question is, can you start locking with mini braids? How long does it take for them to lock? Well, as far as the time period, that's also different for everyone. You can't really say your hair is going to take this long to lock if you start it this way. I could have a similar hair type to someone else and their hair could take a full year to lock and mine could take only 6 months to lock. So it really depends on everything that you're doing within your journey within that time period. So as far as how long, I really can't tell you, but yes, you could definitely start with mini braids. Would I personally do it? No, only because with what I've seen and from people that I've talked to that have started with braids or they've had to braid some of their locks to combine them, it takes a really long time for braids to lock. Why? I'm not really sure, but it kind of makes sense because, you know, it's 3 strands being put together very tightly. So I'm not really surprised. It doesn't really have enough room to expand that much, which, as I said, your hair locks because of expansion and contraction. So yes, you could start them with mini braids. How long it's gonna take, I'm not really sure, but I would assume that it would probably take a lot longer than average. So I think this is the second part of that question. I don't know if that's part of that question, but next question. Does rice water really help locks grow faster? I have a love-hate relationship with rice water, truly. I used to use that on my loose natural hair and it definitely smoothed my hair. You know, my hair was very soft, but too much of it can actually cause your hair to become very brittle because of the protein in it. As far as getting your hair to grow faster, it can. If you want to try it, be my guest. Did I notice my hair growing? A little bit. I definitely noticed a difference in my hair, but you know, I was using it so much that my hair became very brittle and I just stopped using it altogether. But these eyebrows, the rice water definitely made my eyebrows grow a little bit. Not even gonna hold you, because I was using it on my face, like on my skin, and I noticed that my eyebrows were coming in. I know I barely got any. They're just very like low dense, but they were helping them grow a little bit. So if you want to try it, you know, go right ahead and see if it does. But I would just honestly just be very careful how much you're using and how often you're using it, because it can actually end up damaging your hair, too much of it. So it also depends on what else you're doing to your hair, because you can be using this rice water on your hair to help your hair grow, but you could be doing something else that's a part of your routine that's actually causing your hair to not grow. So you got to look at it from all kinds of aspects, not just the rice water. You gotta look at your whole routine and everything that you're doing in order to see a difference in the length of your hair. So part 2 is definitely on the way. Keep an eye out for that. And if you guys have more questions, just leave them underneath this video and then I'll include them in the part 2 or maybe the part 3 if it comes down to that. But I hope that I was helpful, and I hope that I was answering your questions thoroughly as best as I can. I'm trying my best. And also too, if you guys have any responses to any of these questions, definitely comment them below, because I always love hearing other people's opinions. Even if I don't agree with it, it's still good for other people to get different perspectives and just different perceptions of things too. So don't hesitate, don't be scared to comment whatever you want to comment. And yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. I'm gonna try to do the next Q&A as soon as possible, because I know my schedule with posting has been a mess, I know, but life has been crazy. Life has just been crazy. So yeah, I'm gonna wrap this video up. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to comment below, subscribe if you want to, but follow me on Instagram, please. Thank you. I'll see you guys next time. Bye guys.